Hi, everyone. Okay. First of all, chat. If you've been hanging out on the YouTube side, because YouTube lets you chat ahead of time, just FYI, we've been having some fun with puns. Let's just put it that way. No one's dragging on the pun side of things. It's been a lot of fun. We've got to stop. Oh my gosh, we have absolutely got to stop with that one. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It is Wednesday. That means it is time for another mini mayhem. Oh, yours truly, Vee Mus'e, and today it is all about Dungeons and Dragons today. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Heavy on the dragons, folks. We definitely have some coolness happening with dragons up ahead. Now, if you are new here, welcome. I'm going to do the whole like, hey, you're here on the channel's awesome. If you're new, if you haven't yet, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Or if you're over on Twitch, just give that heart a little touch. Touch the heart. Join us, follow along. It would be fantastic. Also, for those YouTubers, make sure you ring the notification bell. That way you know when we go live with wonderful things like Mini Mayhem, as well as Much Ado About Gaming, as well as our Scott Porter unboxing videos when they go up for HeroClix, and, maybe something else that might be starting up for HeroClix too. Just saying, next Monday might be a little something happening. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that are going on here lately. We're getting more and more things going online, which brings me to a general announcement about WizKids. If you are ever looking to find us on our socials, if you're trying to find those shops, if you're trying to find your local game store, all of those wonderful things, it's now all in one handy little link. So go to wizkids.io/WK Linktree. It's in the description below, on YouTube at least. I know I just added it this morning. But if you go there, it's going to take you to our link tree, which has the links of all these relevant links that are helpful to have in one handy spot. So I do recommend you go and check that out. So that is the general news that I have for us in terms of something to keep in mind. And also, I'm seeing these fantastic people in the chat. So, hello, Dragon Shadows. Hello, Volzarok. Hello, K. Calkins. Hello, Band of Badgers. Thanks for joining us. And hello, Mad King Henry. Also, if you're new to this setup and you haven't seen the chat over yonder, right here, this is the combined chat. So, if you are watching the screen that I am on and you see that chat going on, that means you can chat with people both from Twitch as well as from YouTube. Okay, so the little icons mean that's where they are, that's where they're watching. Hello, East Gaming, how are you doing? Hello, Viper, nice to see you as well. And just a little heads up, folks, I'm going to be trying to throw in, just to make it even more fun, next week we're going to try out the Facebook factor. So we'll see what happens with that. We're just, like I said, we're getting out there, we're moving things around, we're having some fun. So, that all being said, let's get into a little bit of news, because there are some things that are coming up that I want to share with you all. So let's flip over here. First of all, in case you haven't seen it yet, the next Paint Night event kit is out in the wild. Now again, this is something that happens with local game stores. However, this time around, it is worldwide. Remember before it was limited to US only? Well, now we again are branching out into the world, literally. So I wanted to make sure that you are aware that this is something that you will need to register for. This means you need to go check things out. Again, go to that link, the wizkids.io/WK Linktree, and there is a direct link to this event that you can check it out. And it's one of those things you have to register ahead of time. And before people get concerned about the fact that I'm saying this is a paint night event, keep in mind that many of these stores are doing safe options in terms of things like you could come in, you could get the kit and then bring it home and watch the tutorial from home. They may have it where it is limited number of attendance, so it's only a certain amount of people can be there for a certain night, and then they'll do another round type of thing. So everyone is still keeping safe practices in mind. This is not something where it's like doors fly open, everyone goes into a small crowded room. That is not what is happening at all. I want to make sure that is very clear. Everyone is making sure they're doing what they can to keep everyone safe. But yes, you can start to register now for the Red Slad Paint Night event. And I actually have one of the kits with me, so I'm going to show that to you right now so you can see what comes in this kit and understand what happens with it. Keep in mind for this go around, the tutorial is going to be done by Den of Imagination. Fantastic group, great tutorial. And hello, as more of you jump into the chat, thank you so much. It is fantastic seeing you. So hello, Leonardo. Hello, Bradley. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, if you're kind of sitting here enjoying yourselves, don't forget to let your friends know we're doing some really cool unboxings and checking things out. And you can also, hit like buttons and all that goodness. So that being said, let's flip over to overhead here. Over to overhead. So this is the Paint Night. Well, hold on just a second here. Here it is, the Paint Night event kit. This one's already been open because it was the one we used for photography, but I want you to see what goes into it. So you have the casing and everything like that, and inside, let me get this out. Inside you get the kit. So it's classic box. All right, here's the box. You can see here, and you'll notice there is some blurbage that's happening on the side. The code here is what will take you to the tutorial by Den of Imagination. All right, so just keep that in mind. That QR code is important. If you bring this home and you want to see the tutorial itself, that is what you use to access the tutorial. So that's the general box, but inside the box, you will be getting your lovely, lovely red slab. And what did I do with my... Now, if you're also new here, I do like to toggle around with my focus, and that's especially going to be happening today because we're dealing with a bunch of different size minis. So I want you to just get a good view of this fellow. Let me get the focus a little more sharp. There we go. So here you can see, this is the mini that you get included with it. And this one's also coming out in Wave 14. Wave 14 is coming out end of April for those of you keeping track of UPM. And that's actually something we're going to take a look at next week. We're going to take a look at some UPM for next week for Dungeons and Dragons. Hello, Gert. Thank you for joining. So here is the mini you get. Again, you get this fun artwork stuff, which if you take it out carefully, you could always use for display purposes too. He does look like a cheerful fellow. I have found that they start off looking very happy, and then once you get paint on them, suddenly they're looking rather sinister. So there's that part of the kit. And then you have, this is the other part. So essentially you have the blister filled with the paint pots. Let's turn them so you can actually read them. So these are Vallejo paints. They all have specific names. And here is the blister packet. So this is your water pot. You can actually mix colors, thin down colors. You get 2 paint brushes. And then this actually becomes a palette in and of itself. Because what I will even do, because I did the Ogre Zombie Paint Night kit, what I will do is I take these all out before painting, and I'll even use these wells as part of my palette. So it's a really handy all-in-one kit. Like I said, make sure you check it out with your local game store, see if they have this available. Start registering now to secure your kit. Again, this is not something that you would have to do in store. This is something you could purchase, bring home, and do from the comfort of your own home using that QR code as well. So that is the Red Slad Paint Night kit. We're also working on doing some other cool and exciting things with these Paint Nights events, so please stay tuned for that. Make sure you are following all of our socials for that one. That means Twitter, that means Facebook, that means Instagram, everything along those lines. Hello, Shannon. Hello, R. Martinez. Dragon says, hey, nice guy. And yes, this is so true. So that is the Red Slad. The next one after that is going to be the Dire Troll, which I will be sharing with you next week as I show off some more of our Wave 14 UPM, which is again coming out end of April, some of the beginning of May. You have not missed the dragon. You have not missed the goblins. I wanted to start off first with that Paint Night kit because the Paint Night kit is what you need to make sure you register for to secure one for yourself today. And again, head over to the main page for that one, and that'll give you more information. And Manamana. I think that was it for the red. Yep. So let me put this stuff down over here and get that out of the way. So that being said, yoink. Let's go back over to our next little bit of news. Now, this is where I want to bring your attention to. Now, you've seen these before. These are our starter sets, okay? And I have reasons for talking about this. You've had things like the Ravnica, you've had the Epic Level Starter Set, and now you're also going to be getting, in April, the Goblin Warband. All of these are for $24.99 MSRP type of situation. These are fantastic sets to really start building your collection. They're all pre-painted and everything like that. So today, what we're going to be taking a look at is the Goblin Warband set. But I wanted to say that it's a very similar setup to what we already have going on. You also have the Cave Defenders and things like that. These are all ones that have come out in the past and are coming back out with reprints and everything like that. Also, don't forget, I forgot, but don't you forget, if you have a question for me, just type in the chat in caps question and then your question. That's going to help me see your question a lot faster so I can better answer these questions for you. But I do have the Goblin Warband set with me. This again is coming out in April, available for pre-order now. Always, always, always start with your local game store, your FLGS. If you're not sure if there is an FLGS near you, you can see it right now going shop local. Well, what I want you to do is go over to whizkids.io/local store that just showed up on my screen. You type that in, you plug in your information, it'll show you stores that carry WizKids products that are near to you. If for some reason you go there and you're not finding any stores near you, that can happen. That can absolutely happen. That's where you can start looking online. That's where you can go to dndmini.com. You can go to shop.wizkids.com. You can check things out on Amazon. So you have a variety of options for where you can also find these online. But please start first with your local store. Again, they'll do things like scheduled visits. They'll do curbside pickup. Some are even shipping, of course, with a little extra fee type of situation. So please keep that in mind. Help them out as much as you can while we are still all practicing social distancing and safety and everything like that. I'm just looking through the chat. Pardon me as I read. But yeah, let's get into it and let's take a look at these goblins. So, as you saw in the preview, they come in the classic blister, and it's that clear paneling so you can see right away. And again, let's fix focus. If the music's too loud, and I don't mean my singing off and on because I've been known to do that, let me know and I will adjust the music behind me. But as you can see, you get in this set for $24.99. It is 6 goblin figures. Okay, and this is an Icons of the Realms set. Always good to keep in mind. And where's my sweet spot? This is one of those days where the sweet spot wants to play with me. There we go. So it's basic hanging blister pack. On the back, you get all this lovely artwork. But as you can see, it is 6 goblins. And keep in mind, down the line, music's a little too soft today. Do you want the music up a little bit? I can move the music up too. As we get down the line, you will see a kobold set coming out as well. So obviously I'll be doing an unboxing of those too. So right now I'm just taking the blister apart. I try not to do it too close to the microphone. And all you need to do is just pop things out here like so. That comes off there. And I have to say, having a nice collection of goblins is especially helpful. I was going to say hatful. Is especially helpful because they are great for impromptu encounters. They are fantastic for those quick and easy, pull out a few and get going, and they really are a lovely bunch, all 6 of these, I will say. Hello, Bowman Board Games. Thanks for joining in from the UK, yay! And let's see here. They look fantastic, that's wonderful. I'm also checking out the chat as I'm going along here, so you know how I am with blisters. Bye! So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lined up right here in front of me. These are of the smaller variety. Where did my mini go? Where did my medium mini go, I should say? Here's one. Here's the dwarf. Forgive. So, as you can see here, small base, medium base. Just slightly, you know, it'll tuck into it, but it helps you see. So here we have a dwarf. Here we have the goblin. Give you a sense of scale here so you can see, but I'm just going to quickly show off these little fellows to you. And again, let's get into our sweet spot here. For some reason the ring tends to throw people. My regulars know that this ring is a mood ring. For those of you who are new, know that is not your screen playing tricks on you. That is truly my ring. Will sometimes change color if I start getting cold or hot, one of the two. So give me a second while I find where I want this to hover. Again, because we're going from wee little goblins up to a Dargon, I am going to have to play with focus here. Just a little bit more, perhaps. There we go. Okay, so here is one of the fellows. Sword is lifted up. You have a mix of metal and leather armor going on here. Great wraps around the feet. And the base just basically says Goblin on the bottom. This one is 6 of 6. So they do have those little, you know, heads up. This is what this one is numbering that you'll often see in the blisters as well. Yes, the Village Raiders is another one of these sets that are great to have in your collection to really start building up for your encounters. So that is the 6 of 6. What, now I have 7 of 9 stuck in my head. And this one is going to be 5 of 6. So we're going to go backwards, it looks like here. This one in particular, as you can see, in a jumping action, so we're using that clear plastic base that you'll see often going on now. In this jumping action, spear in hand, bone using to keep the hair back, chainmail armor, again with some leather accent too. So that is the other one you can expect to find in this set, and that great sneering action. I like this one too, Leonardo. I think just the dynamic pose, I think, really adds a lot of flavor to it. Plus, it's going to add to the story. When you're running the game and you see this happening, or even as a player, it's like, I go for the one who's leaping. Here's our next one, a whip that is ready to go. I love the form of that whip. Shield, wooden shield mixed with the metal edging. This one has another, I love the fact that the goblins all seem to have like this grin. It's a fantastic thing. This one's more leather armor based. All have that classic greenish tone to the skin. And this one is 3 of 6. You can never have too many goblins, quite frankly. Here is the next one. This one, honestly, why? It looks like it's screaming like almost like Adrian or something along those lines. But as you can see, we have leather armor and a wrap. No weapon in hand. This is one of those ones that's going to be tenacious and just jump up on you and start unarmed attack. And this one is 4 of 6. Moving along. Got a Morning Star in hand. This position I am loving because you don't see many minis pose like this with the swing happening, like the back swing about to pick up to move forward. So again, super dynamic pose here. Touch of leather, touch of metal in the armor. This look of concentration, like I'm gonna get ya. Oh shoot. Sorry to hear that, RD Patrick, although quite frankly, goblins never go out of fashion. You could always grab this and hang on to it. And this one was, let's get your number count in. This is 1 of 6. And finally, out of our pack of 6, we have this one with a nice helmet on, dagger drawn, ready to get into it. Hello, Daniel Duran. How are you? And we'll do another quick spin around here, but this is what your 6 goblins in this set look like. Again, this comes out in April. Keep in mind that with our release dates, every so often they might need to slide or shift or adjust accordingly. There's still shipping issues that are happening beyond our control. We're doing what we can. I know my regulars hear me say this every single week, but just in case you're new, just keep in mind, and this is in general, this is for a variety of businesses, a variety of stores. Shipping can get to be very touch and go simply because of the manpower, getting things out there, having things get to where they need to be. It can start adding up. So we do appreciate patience when things slip back a little bit. It's usually because shipping's involved and something has been delayed and so on and so forth. Again, following our socials is a great way to stay in touch. It's also why we are keeping things more in the month of release right now as opposed to the exact date. Once we get closer and we know that date's looking solid, that's when we'll start using exact dates for you all. So yes, this was 2 of 6. And those are all of your goblins that go into this set, okay? And honestly, it really is a great collection. These fellows are so much fun. I'm gonna put them, you know what, we're gonna line them up behind me right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, for 6 minis that are pre-painted with such great details. Honestly, yeah, it's a good collection to have on hand. And I'm just gonna tuck them all behind here. Now, what do you say we get back into up here? Now, there are a few more things happening, and yes, I am being an absolute tease. I'm not quite unboxing the adult blue dragon quite yet because there are more things happening that I want you to be aware of. First of all, if you were here last week, you saw that great tavern kitchen build going on. There was a name that went out. The poll did happen on Twitter. So it's called the Two Fools Tavern. That was the winning name. And I did sit down and I created a how-to sheet setup. It's just a picture guide of how to put this together. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go on to our socials, load it up, and share a link with everyone to a PDF. And that way, anyone who wants to try and create that tavern kitchen setup for their campaigns, you will be able to. But I want to make sure that we did announce the winner. Again, Two Fools Tavern. And there is going to be a build instructional for it for everyone who wants to try and recreate that look. And then we are going to be getting into some releases that are coming out. Let me just make sure I touched upon them all. Oh, yes. We do have Boneyard. Boneyard is coming out next week. You still have time to get your pre-orders in. Remember, Boneyard is that non-campaign specific collection of all these fantastic undead, creepy crawlies, ooey gooey, heebie-jeebie inducing D&D miniatures from D&D Icons on the Realms, Boneyard. And we do have a couple of Dracoliches, which is why, you know, they are out here ready to go, that are associated with this. So here you have just a little reminder. This is the green Dracolich. You know, we're talking about dragons. This is totally valid. So this beauty is also part of the Boneyard collection. Okay. Again, next week, that's next Wednesday, March 31st. And then you also have, as part of that collection, you have the blue Dracolich. Both are $69.99, just like our other adult dragons. But this is the blue one. So I am showing you a blue dragon right now. Just the blue Dracolich. Now I will show you the other one. Not to worry. So yes, that set is coming soon. When I say soon, I mean next week. And that'll be a fun thing for everyone. And if you missed the unboxing, you can go back onto our YouTube channel and hold on. And you can catch the unboxing showing you all those great miniatures from that collection. I gotta say, Boneyard is probably one of my most favorite sets that has come out recently for the Icons of the Realms, just because of the variety and the details and the textures and the paint. And oh, it's a good set. It really is a good set. So if you didn't see it, please do go back and check out that unboxing. Thank you, Tangum. I'm excited for it too. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Oh, and see, the puns keep going. East Gaming UK. Okay, release dates for our European partners. The best I can tell you is that we are still experiencing delays, again, because of what's happening with shipping. We are working on it. It is something we are well aware of. I cannot give you specifics because of this. Hopefully sooner rather than later is the best I can do in responding to that question. But we are doing what we can to try and get things closer and closer and closer to each other, so we're not having such a break in release here and then release over in Europe. But I do appreciate that question, and you're wondering about that. So thank you for asking. Okay, so then let's talk about the fact that, yes, there is a blue dragon on its way. It's going to be revealed. But a lot of what's happening is people are asking about the other chromatics. So don't forget, we started off first with the white, who is over here. So the white was the first in our adult chromatics to start coming out. This one is coming out as a reprint, another reprint, which you can expect in June, July was the time frame I was given. So if you missed out on these previous ones, you will have a chance again to order these. All right, so keep that in mind. So you're looking at June, July. Here is the adult white. And if you want to see scale difference, here we have young adult to adult. Okay. So the adult white comes out as a reprint. That one came out first. After white, we had the black dragon. The adult black dragon, who this is honestly so far my favorite out of the chromatics. I think it's because I like them posed on the ground more. But here we go. Again, reprint June, July. I want to make sure you know that there are reprints happening for all of these. So there's the black adult. And then after black, we have, I might have to reach for this one. Oh, okay, red just bit me. And then we had red. the iconic red dragon of Dungeons and Dragons. This one recently came out, but it too will be up for reprint if anyone has missed out or they cannot find it in stores. But it's another beauty. All right. And now that brings us to... That's it, right? That's all the chromatics, right? There's 3. There's totally 3. I'm being a brat. I am absolutely being a brat. Yes, that brings us to our 4th in the chromatics, which is the adult blue. This one is coming out April, available for pre-order. So you can place this for pre-order, but ta-da, my darlings. Here it is in the box, and this is a fresh box. I just had to cut the tape. So I'm very excited to take this out of the box. I actually haven't seen it out of the box yet either. So this is going to be fun. So obviously, as Calcius has said, the next one is going to be green to wrap up the chromatics, and that will be happening in July, summer-ish type of mode, okay? Let's say summer of 2021 for the Green Dragon. But yes, Green Dragon is coming down the line. For those of you wondering what's happening after chromatics, well, you got your metallics, okay? So let's just make sure we get that little bit of tidbit news out there. We will be moving on to metallic dragons. I'm sure it's going to be up to a golden start for sure. But I want to take a look, and actually let me lean back so you're not getting you're not getting so much flashback of the blister. But the box itself, again, this is really what I appreciate about these. So if you're doing these more as collector series, you could very easily leave these in the box if you so choose. The dragon is visible and on display on your shelf. And you also get the lovely artwork on the sides, as well as on the back. Now you'll notice we are dropping copy and we are taking things down, simplifying and cleaning things up. So you won't be seeing copy of lore so much. The focus is the miniature when it comes to these. All right, so that's the box. I think we need to take it out of the box. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do face on first, and then I'm going to take this underneath so you can get a more close-up view. You have metallics. Metallics? You have metallics for your adult sizes, K. Calkins. Okay. Rainbow dragons. That sounds like a painting challenge for me, personally. All right, let me just tuck the box. The box itself just has the classic black ampersand in different sizes. Hopefully that's showing up. And it's your clamshell blister, pressure points. So you do want to make sure. Hold on. I'm trying to do this not under the microphone for you. There we go. Okay. Taking this beauty out of its blister. Oh, and remember, I do name my dragons. So everyone meet Jasmine. I'm not kidding. For me, my black dragon is Jafar. The red dragon is Aladdin, and this one is Jasmine. The green one I'm still debating. And the white one, what did I name the white one? I think I named the white one Bianca. Very, very bland for that one. But here it is. This is the adult blue dragon. And I do have the young adult with me. So you get that scale. So here's the young adult. This one is in air. And this one, the adult blue, is 4 feet down. Or sorry, 3 feet down with one raised. So similar to what we have going on with the black dragon. But right now, let me just give you a nice little spin around of this. I love the tone of blue is gorgeous and vivid. It's a sky blue. You have these periwinkles and lilacs that are being used as hints of color as well. And this ivory taupe that happens going on there too. Green one is, oh, Iago. That's a good idea. I know everyone's like, not Genie, but hey, I want Jasmine. It's my dragon. You can name yours Genie. If you want to do that, by all means, you can name yours Genie. But mine is Jasmine. It's truly, it's gorgeous. The details and the texture in the scale work. Again, we're going to go to overhead so you can see this all soon. But I wanted you to get a grand scope of things ahead of time. And where did I put my dwarf? All right, so here we have, for scale, a medium figure that is a dwarf next to the blue. Bringing it up close and personal. I'm telling you, I love this new camera. It does a beautiful job of showing things off and focusing nicely. So even when we do this, My left is my right is my left. You can see them a little bit more detailed. But that gives you a sense. And again, clear plastic base. Frosted is the actual space it will take up when you put it in for gameplay. Bases are wider for the sake of balance and making sure these things don't topple over. People are saying, why are they bigger than what they actually take up? Because, you know, wings, they change the balance. Gravity is a thing. By having it a little bit larger for the base, it means it keeps it from going weeble wobble. All right. But because it's that clear plastic, you can see this guide and use that to your advantage. So just keep that one in mind. Okay. The Goblin Warband will be April. From what I'm looking at my sheet. Yes, April. Expect it in April, I believe. That's what my one sheet says. Hold on. Let me check. Top part of my sheet fell off. Is that the Goblin Warband is... Yep, April. It's saying April now for the new release time for Goblin Warband. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this one. Okay, and let's go overhead. So right away, as I said, because we're playing with different size figures here today, let me fix our focus. This is gonna have a lot of fun. There we go. You can see the texture in the wings, and this is something I always love to take a look at when it comes to the dragons, because this is a selling point for me just in terms of a mini collector and painter. You have this fantastic texture going on, this great leathery surface feel to it. You can even feel it. As I'm moving my fingers along it, you can feel this texture. Blues didn't skip leg day. No, they did not. And you can see you have these lovely talons at the end of the wings. The wings are almost all the way furled out, but not completely. They're not fully outstretched, but enough. There we go. And then along the back, you have these lovely protrusions of a spine happening, as well as some larger scales that are highlighted, so you can see that detail a little bit more. See? All this texture happening here. And it goes down to the back of the tail. The tail itself is actually quite muscular and massive. This is not one you'd want to be whipped with, speaking of whip it. But now you're seeing all the texture in the body. There is musculature. It almost has this leonine form to it in its build, which I'm a fan. I like it when dragons kind of had that nod towards, like, you know, like big cats, just because they have such a similar nature to each other. But you can see there's muscle tone, lots of details in the scales. Again, more spines happening on the back. The blue is a stunning, it's almost like a blue topaz blue. Not saying this is a gem dragon. I'm saying it is a very vivid, close to a blue topaz, sky blue. But here's where I was also talking about, you get some accent colors in of, there's this periwinkle blue as well as this lilac, almost lavender type of blue happening too. But here is the body. And since we have the clear base, I can show you its belly. The belly takes on more of that taupe tone, but even the plates on the stomach have texture to them, which you can see right there. And then the face, you have the horn. The horn has all these fantastic deep ridges going on in it, and a nice tip to the top. And the ears that have the fanned webbing. You can see that details happening there. A very toothy, open maw. But you can hear this is getting ready to draw a breath and attack, quite frankly. The whole pose of it. Get out of the way. Let's just put it that way. If you see the dragon set up like this, y'all need to move. But close-up wise, giving you a sense of scale here and detail. And as you can see, there are these little pock marks, not full holes that go through the wings like on the black dragon, but you see there are pock marks, possibly like, you know, spears were thrown through, arrows, that type of thing, and it's healing up. I love the fact that it has like almost a battle-worn look to it in the wings. It's not this pristinely perfect creature. It's lived a little, which for an adult dragon, yeah, you want it to live a little. But in different lighting, because of all these great details, it really pops on the table. It's a beautiful, beautiful table piece. A display piece for combat. I mean, yeah, this one's absolutely going to be sticking and staying. Because you'll notice, like, on my background here, I have all the various dragons. This one's going to stay out for a little bit, too, and hang out with me when I do D&D coverage, because I do like showing them off. So here, again, this is up for pre-order. Coming out in April 2021. If you want to place your pre-order, dndmini.com. If you do not have a local game store near you, but always check with your local game store near you, because, you know, sometimes they have some extra promotional things or they have some bonuses going on. So do reach out to them. If you don't have one, that's where online becomes your friend. But again, I just want you to see, look at that. The texture is just, every single one of these has had fantastic texture to them. I'm honestly very excited for the green. And yes, I will be sharing the green as well. In fact, we'll have this nice little lineup of all of our adults when the time comes. But here we go. That is the blue. Yeah, the blending has been fantastic. Even on the red dragon, the blending on the red dragon and the black dragon. Honestly, the paint has been stunning on all of these. It really has been. So that is that. And let me go back to main screen. So see? Look at this. It's a pretty good size. I mean, it's almost my shoulder span, and these wings aren't fully unfurled. It's another thing to keep in mind. But what I thought would be fun is I'm going to hold this in one hand, and I'll start showing you the others with it, just to get a sense of size with each other. So this is the blue. All right, so we'll put Jasmine and Aladdin together. Okay, so here is the red. Let me get the bases going. So here is the red to the blue. Now, a lot of things that happen are people saying it looks like the ones that are in flight look a little bit bigger. Do keep in mind, a lot of that means is because the form is able to expand itself more. Looking at these, they are similar in size physically, but because the sculpt shape is allowing it to stretch out more, it does look bigger. But when you go length of arm to length of arm and everything like that, they're comparable in size. So just do keep that in mind. It's when they have their different poses, the poses can affect how they look, because I have been seeing that come up as a little bit of a, hey, what about? So that's with the red, which I think is just a lovely one. Let's take out the black, 2. And again, the black is another, no, don't you dare. I'm being attacked by a green Dracolich. The black one, like this one, also 4 feet, 1 raised type of thing. So 3 on the ground, 1 raised up, not in flight. Now, the black dragon has a longer neck. That is part of its design. You can see between the two of them. But size-wise, the wings are pretty much the exact same size. But I love the poses. I mean, this is an encounter I'd be like, oh, you're all pretty. I don't want to fight you, but I need to fight you. Yeah, reds tend to be a little bit bigger. And that's the other thing. Keep the lore in mind for the dragons. That does come into play with their design, too. Alrighty. But I want you to see all these together. So here's black, here's blue. It almost looks like they're about to, like, you know, shake hands or something. I'm kidding. But there's that one with it. Now we'll go to white. All right, here's white. Let me get this one. So these are basically my girls. These are my ladies. But here you can see the two of them together. Really is just so much fun to see them all coming together, and I can't wait to do the lineup of all 5 of the chromatics, one after the next, so you can see. But this is the one that started, and this is the one that's coming up. Ta-da! And they all have really solid weight to them. Like, I'm getting my arm day right now, folks. They're not a light plastic. They have some heft to them. It's one of those things you put it on the table, unless like your sleeve catches on something and pulls them over. They stay nice and steady and firm. But here you can see the two, yoink, together. I'm excited for it. I love seeing dragons. It's a wonderful thing. And I know the joke always is, you know, Dungeons and Dragons. Rarely are there Dungeons or Dragons. Oh, that's not true. I have actually, not kidding, the red dragon just attacked me. I have, let's see, I've encountered and I have killed as a player a white, a black, a blue. Haven't with a green. I have had an encounter with a red, but didn't defeat it. So, you know, for me, it's exciting to see these coming to life in miniature form, because so often I do get to see them when I'm a player or even as a DM. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. So here we go. Once again, the Blue Dragon, Adult Blue Dragon, pre-order, April release month. Okay? FLGS, please reach out to them first. Say this has caught your attention. You want to add it to your collection. You're not going to be sorry. You really aren't. It's beautiful. It really is truly a beautiful, beautiful dragon. So there is that one. Slaying your kin. I mean, playing Cantriell. She is a dragon slayer. For the green, we're looking at summer 2021. Mid to later summer 2021 is where I can sort of toss that expected time. I can't give you an exact time, Minis Gallery, but that is what you can expect for the green. The green is next up in our chromatics to wrap things up. And again, we'll be looking at metallic dragons after that one. Let's see here. Leonardo, you just got the Fang and Talons water. Oh yeah, that one has, that's just it. So many of these minis I've been sharing with you. They all have this fantastic weight and presence to them, which when you're working with things on the table, it does really make a difference, especially when players go to pick them up. It's cool when you pick up this item and it has heft to it, because it then for you, you know, it has some heft to it in play as well. But oh yeah, gosh, you're pretty. Like I said, I haven't seen this out of the box yet either, and I'm just like, look, okay, hold on, we're gonna go back here, because this is the type of detail I love. Look at the neck here. You have this folding of the scales over and up on each other, and then the expanding with the arch of the neck. Like just those, that's beautiful. That really is stunning. Same thing here. The base of the arm here. As things start extending, the scales get more exposed, or they start to fan in over each other. Really just wonderful, wonderful. Oh, there's some really great details happening here. The more I'm looking, the more I'm seeing, like here on the jawline, you have smaller protrusions that are happening before it works its way up to a bone protrusion here, or a spike. Top of the head, again, more spikes are popping through in different sizes. And the texture is just, really, it's a beautiful sculpt. And I like this here. Look, you have, again, just like I was talking about the pock marks in the wing. Look, I'm just noticing this. You have these slashing marks from when it was recently in battle. I mean, look at that. Oh, that's the red dragon at work right there. It has like this one talon that's actually sharp. I need to go in with my file and just kind of reduce that a little bit. So pardon that. But yeah, look at just these little extra touches. Really wonderful. Really and truly. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that pops out at me. Oh, I love the tension in the claw too. There's this fantastic, you can see like the tendons popping out. If I can get it. There he goes. There's a hint of the tendons in the claw as it's like ready to grip. I like this. I like the accent of that lavender purple tone coming in. There are reprints of the Tiamat, I want to say soon. Do I have that? That might have been in my other calendar. The one that we've had out in cycles. That one is getting reprinted, yes. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm just going to show this off like so. I really should wrap it up though. So before we bring this to a close, if you have any questions about what's going on, by all means, take the time right now before I send you all on your merry, wonderful ways after our lunch break together. And I will do my best to answer them for you. So I'll tell you what, let's go back over to the news and we'll just do a little refresher of everything. So again, like you have seen in the past with our starter sets, with our collections, you have the Icons of the Realms Goblin Warband that is coming out in April now. It is 6 goblins. You are getting in that for $24.99. Check, I'm always going to say this, local game store, check with them, get your orders in ahead of time, and you'll be able to pick that up or have it shipped to you or what have you. No local game store, check out dndmini.com or shop.whiskits.com or Amazon, or filter through to whomever else might be carrying this and sharing this online. And then, along with that one, okay, you can go and show yourself now. So you also will now have coming up your blue dragon, your adult blue dragon, which you just took a look at. But don't forget, reprints are coming out in June, July-ish for the others. That means white, red, and black will also be getting their reprints. So if you missed out on those other chromatics, you can snag them soon. And then what we're doing is going to be shifting over to metallic after chromatic is done, which means that the last one to come out is going to be green. Expect green mid-summerish, later summerish, somewhere along those lines, but still 2021, you will be getting your green, and then all of your chromatics will be pulled together and you'll be good to go. Those are our dragons. So let us then flip over to, hold on a second here. Where did you go? I want to hide you, and I want to hide you, and let's talk about this. We started off talking about this, so let's wrap up the show with this one. Don't forget, if you want to take part in the next Paint Night event kit, that is for the Red Slad, that one is up for registration now. If you want to get yourself registered, you can head over to the whizkids.com page itself and then click on our events tab and go to upcoming events. You can also, if you want to get a rundown of all of our socials, of all of our channels, and of this particular event, go to whizkids.io/WK Linktree. That is your one for all link that'll take you to everything, so you can just click and go and, you know, catch up on everything you need to want to catch up on. But this is an item you will need to register for. Don't forget, that is something where you reach out to your local game store. Local game stores are what's having this, but remember, for this go around, we are now doing worldwide. This is not just US only. This means worldwide. Okay. Oh, okay, Calkins. I'm actually going to do the polymorph set soon. I have both sets with me. What I'm going to do next week is take a look at the UPM. Actually, it's either going to be UPM or maybe it might be the polymorph sets. I have to check on release dates for those. If polymorph comes before UPM, then I'll take a look at polymorph next week. It's going to be a very heavy D&D for the next couple weeks. And then if it's either going to be polymorph sets or it's going to be the UPM stuff that you can take a look and kind of get an idea of what's coming out for all of that. I think that was pretty much all of our heavy hitter news that we want people to be aware of. There's other reprints that are happening. I forgot about that. So other reprints you can expect to see coming out soon. You have your Theros set, the bricks, as well as the Polokronos. Right? I haven't said that one in a while, so now I'm questioning myself. But the Theros ones are getting a reprint, as well as the Monster Menagerie 2. That's coming out for reprint. And again, check local game stores for all of this. And you have your Cave Defenders. Okay, Cave Defenders are another one. It looks like it's coming out, as well as the Ark and the Cruel set. That's getting another reprint that will be coming out soon enough. So keep an eye out for these if this is something where you've been wanting to get them, when to go get, not in stock, things like that. I wanted to be sure you were getting a heads up about that. UPM is coming up in April, towards the end of April. I want to make sure you guys see all of those and have some fun seeing all these fantastic, new, detailed, they're wonderful. The reprints, whenever I talk about the reprints, it's the same ones, it's just getting a reprint. So nothing's changed, it's just the reprints are happening. It's not like it's a new edition or anything like that. And I think, yes, so, and yeah, like I said, and like polymorph sets will be coming out in April. I think that pretty much catches us up now that I'm looking at my notes. Yep. Okay, so now we are fully caught up. This was ever so much fun. I'm going to flip over to here. So to everyone that's been hanging out with me both on YouTube and on Twitch, thank you so much. This has been another fantastic chat. So many people adding in so many fantastic comments. Quite frankly, yes, I was a huge fan of the Theros set because there are some great details in there. I like Boneyard a little bit more because of all those little extra details. We are trying to work in the clear plastic bases whenever possible. So if you manage to pick up a set that has a black base on it, that means it was caught before we're starting to add in the clear plastic. Okay, but you will be seeing those black bases phased out and going in terms of the clear so that you can see your terrain underneath and all that wonderful stuff going on. So if you've been with me this whole time, thank you. If you join in a little bit later, you can always go back and catch the VOD and see what we talked about beforehand. If you're new, by all means, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. We love having, oh, I'm sorry, I just hit Jasmine. We love having people join us. The YouTube channel just literally hit 10K last week, which is fantastic and phenomenal. The Twitch channel is about to crest into 900, I want to say. So if you haven't yet, please be sure to follow us there as well. And socials, follow us on socials for updates and news, not just about D&D, but our other lines and everything we have going on with them. And I think that is everything. So yes, next week, join me here, same time, same place, different date. And we're going to do some more D&D fun with the UPM, Unpainted Minis, or the Polymorphs. We shall see. And oh, hello, Mike Baker. Yes, you're catching the tail end. So like I said, catch the VOD. And again, don't forget, you have the tavern name. That one was Two Fools Tavern. I have the tutorial. It's a visual tutorial that I have pulled together. I'll be sharing that on WizKids socials very soon, this afternoon actually. So keep an eye out for that one. It's in a PDF form to make it very easy to read through. And yes, I think that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been a pleasure. I am Vee Mus'e. I will see you on my own socials as the Crafting Muse. If you want to come over and say hi or share anything with me, I'm always happy to see that go on. OPL, you are also late too, but thanks for hopping in at that very last minute. I'm going to wrap this up the way I always do every single time, and I honestly mean it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Thank you again, everyone. Take care until next week. Bye.